welcome. It is such an honor to be back on SPTV Transcend with Debbie. Thank you, Richard, for opening up the platform for all of us to come together as a community. Today is a special day, and it's a day that I'm really excited to connect you all to the guests that I have behind the scene. You see, my journey, my personal journey started with self-healing. And I know many of us have that personal journey of going within, whether it's something physical you're working through, emotionally within your thoughts, and you're growing spiritually. We come to a place where we evolve and we pause and we evolve and we transcend and we pause. And we are always looking, what is calling my spirit? What is my spirit needing today? Is it a reading? Is it mediumship? Is it going to a medical intuitive? You guided to Reiki, trance, energy work? For me, it was trance healing, past life. And once I learned I can connect in a way with my own healing guides and that frequency and vibration, I never stopped. So for my personal journey, I took that extra step in. Give us 1 second as we check the volume. There we go. Okay. How is that, Richard? Are we good? Okay, thank you. Perfect, thank you. So I was talking a little bit about my personal journey there and what I did for myself. And about 10 years ago, I went into trance healing, hypnotherapy, past life, going into that different dimension, planes of realm, and just letting frequency and vibration come in the way my spirit needed. And so today, behind the scenes, I have my friend Miguel, who will be doing a trance speaking, Jeffrey Peck, who not only all of them are mediums and conduits for spirit, but with Jeffrey, he has a great experience with Reiki. You have Roland Buddha, who's this energy channeler. When you come and see him, I just feel like I'm thinking about like, boom, the force that comes with him, right? And you, Sean, as she comes in here as a medical intuitive quantum healer. And my girl, Veronica Jenkins, is just doing her thing as she holds the space for spirit. And so mediumship is also healing. So there are a lot of layers that we go into in this work. And when we dive into this work, it's important that we give ourselves grace, compassion, and love. Because when we grieve something, we lost a little bit of that love, and we're wanting that love back. So love for thyself, and just bringing that love frequency back into ourselves, that self-care. And that's what I did for my journey. Not once, not twice, but many times. So with that being said, let's say some hellos, Richard, and let's bring in some people in so we can say, what's up? Okay. We need 10 seconds, which means you just got me still for 10 seconds. Oh, he said, no, girl, my poor audience needs to come in. We can't give them 10 more seconds. Woo! He was like, let me save my people from this girl talking to them. Hold up. Go ahead, Richard. Bring them all in. Let's go. Yay. Now, is everyone also here with us? Are we all here? Miguel, Jeffrey, Roland, Yushan, Veronica. We are all live. Say hello, y'all. Come off the mute and say hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, very cool. So it's really nice that we are all here for you guys. Who's in the house, Richard? Who's here? Who's saying hello? Can you roll them in so we can give some love back? Yeah. Uh-huh. I know, I see that. Mm-hmm.
Maybe just too much energy here.
We're walking. The energy came in hot, y'all. We're already starting with like we're in another dimension, we're in another plane, and we're just on fire. I can't help it. Hi, Cheyenne. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, feel free to say hello. Can you all see
Hi,
the comments on the
Cheyenne.
side?
Hi,
All
Benny.
right. There you go.
Benny.
Hello.
How we
There
doing?
we go. All right. Hey, Jess, girl.
Hi, Jess.
I gotta put my fancy glasses on.
Hi,
Bernadette.
Bernadette.
Yeah, I gotta
Hi,
get my
Auntie
glass.
Love. Let
Andy.
me see. You know, the more of us, the smaller the letters. So, hey, Andy girl. See me and Buddha. We gotta get our glasses on. Oh, there goes
Caroline.
Veronica.
Yeah,
You all got the glasses on.
I'm a little jealous of the two fellas there, but that's
Oh
okay.
no. They're like, okay, go
Cousin.
ahead, Jeffrey. Cousin.
Hi, Benny.
Hey, hiya. Hi, honey
Terry.
Terry.
Hi,
Thanks for being here. Thank you. Hello, Christine Davis, my
Dean.
love. Thank you. Stacia girl, what's up, my
Stacia.
girl? Oh, Natalie girl. It's evening, morning here. I'm in the morning. Good morning, good evening. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan girl. Gracie. Oh, if that's your daughter, you guys look like twins. Oh, hey,
Hi,
Julie.
Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Don't be shy, Miguel. I know you can see these names in here. Hi, Belinda, my
Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
All right, all right.
Hi,
Okay.
Heather.
Richard. Hi, Kat.
Check out that cat. He's like, oh my gosh, what are these people doing in here? That's what that cat was saying.
Hi, Isabel.
Hi, my Iris, my beautiful. Oh, they love your artwork, Miguel. He is an amazing
you.
artist. Yes. So let's go. Miguel, you know, for those who have not met you, can you introduce yourself and just share a little bit about what you do?
Hi, everyone. Well, my name is Miguel. I am a medium spirit artist and have recently been developing trance mediumship as well as trance healing. And so later on, I'll be able to work with spirit and have spirit share some words with you. I really love working with the healing aspect of mediumship. It's really changed my life. And it's also allowed to give me the opportunity to help other people as well. And so that's been a true blessing that I really appreciate. And I look forward to sharing with everyone in the future.
Yes. Thank you, Miguel, for being a beautiful soul and being here with us today. Thank you.
Good to be.
My little Jeffrey, my Jeffrey Peck. Welcome. Please share a little bit
Hi.
about yourself. Hi.
Well, thank you for having me. Hi, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Peck, and I am a psychic medium, as everybody here. Reiki has been a big part of my world since 2006, and I live with it every day. And it's been a miracle after miracle after miracle. And as Spirit will have it, we're led through our path. When the student is ready, the teacher arrives, and here we are. And I'm utilizing all of it today, and I'm just so grateful to be here. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And Mr. Roland.
Hi. So I'm Roland Budahawk. I'm an energy healer. I like to keep it simple because it's just easier that way for me. This is something, energy healing, that I've been doing literally all my life. And that's kind of where I am right now with everything. So,
Beautifully said. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
So grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
Veronica.
Hi. I'm
Hi.
Veronica Jenkins. I'm a spiritual medium. I started my actual mediumship journey by trying to be a healer in a spiritualist church. And that way I learnt to work with the energies, learnt to work with spirit in healing. And that started my whole journey as such. I did do some Reiki healing, only to level 1, I'm not a master. But again, just learning to work with those energies just helped with the mediumship as well. And I still, when I open up to mediumship, go through the chakras and using that energy in that healing way is such an important part of mediumship.
Yes. Thank you, Veronica, for sharing that. And you, Sean.
Hey everyone, my name is Yusan. I am an energy healer, psychic medium, animal communicator. I just think everything falls under the healing umbrella, just like Debbie said. And I just like helping people. So I'm happy to be.
Right on. So we are so grateful to come together as a team today, and we're going to hold space for the community. So when Richard rolls the names, if you are guys are guided to send energy work, please do so. If anyone has any questions in reference to how we work or how we hold space for the frequency and vibration to come in and the way you need it, please do not be afraid to ask. I know with you, Sean, within your bio, it talks about quantum healing, medical intuitive. I mean, I know all of us are mediums, but you also are a medical intuitive. And for those that are in here, could you explain what that means? Like, what does that mean for someone who's looking for a way to choose what will benefit that person?
Yeah, so the underlying muscle that all of us flex are our intuitive skills. And so I use that to scan your body and see what pops up for me in terms of like struggles and current things. Sometimes I will feel it in my own body, but I choose kind of not to do that so much. I want to keep a separation, but I will, detect certain things through scanning the body, and then I will send energy healing. One of the primary techniques that I use is the Bankston method, which has been shown to prove, scientifically tested to cure cancer in mice. And it's the only healing modality to do that. So I do that for every one of my sessions.
Yes. And I've had a session with you. I can tell you that, as I was raving about earlier, you really can feel when you were literally inside the energy body. My frequency, I could feel the work and the alignment of the spine and it's stretching and moving. So I know when it comes to medical, I gotta call you. Okay, girl, there's a medical thing, physically something. Can you help a girl out? So I know my spirit was like calling you, Sean, girl, you, Sean. So thank you for being here and holding space. When I come to you, Jeffrey, and a lot of times people say, well, what is Reiki? What can I expect? What is going to happen to me if I go for a session? And I feel a lot of us are all drawn to the energy work. For me, Reiki was my first, I was like, oh my gosh, the energy is coming out of my hands. I need to learn. I got to do something with this, right? And we get really excited and we take that leap into Reiki. I know for you, you had an amazing experience for thyself, but what would you tell someone who's looking for that? What can they expect? And you can share what you found happened to you and what you found what happened to your clients.
Well, back in 2006, I went to a spa. I lived in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area, and that's known for all of their fabulous spas and resorts. And I went to a spa on a whim one day. Again, this was a nudge. This was just a synchronicity that spirit leads us on, I went to this spa on a nudge, and the gal that was working on me, within about 15 minutes of my massage, she says, I think I'm supposed to do Reiki with you. And I said, okay, what's that? And so she explained it to me that Reiki is a universal life force energy and it's healing on all levels, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. And I said, okay, well, let's do it. And for me personally, we all experience it a little bit differently. But for me in that moment, I felt waves of heat radiating from my head to my toes. And it would just whoosh through my body. And I'm laying there and she wasn't even touching me. And I was like, what is happening? And it felt so beautiful. It felt amazing. It felt energetic. And I say energetic because it also felt like I had 10,000 butterflies flapping their wings all really close to my skin, but not touching my skin. And so it's like this static feeling around me. And so when I felt that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I have to look into this. And she told me that we could all do this. We all have access to this. So as soon as I left, I found a Reiki master near me. And that first weekend in 2006 completely changed my life. And after that attunement, my Reiki master asked me to sit with myself for an hour every day to give myself a Reiki treatment so that I can learn from the energy, and then I can let the energy teach me, and so I can feel the energy and start to understand the difference between my energy and universal energy. And while I was doing that every day in my walk-in closet, the side effect for me, which I had no idea, was that it ignited all of the spiritual senses all at once. Kablam. And suddenly I'm sensing things and feeling and seeing and hearing, and I literally thought I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm in my closet every day giving myself a treatment and feeling all of these new experiences where, our hands heat up and you can feel it coming out of your hands like a fire hose sometimes,
Yeah.
and all of this newness. I said to my Reiki master about 2 weeks into it, I said, I think I'm losing my mind. I don't know what's happening, but here's what I know for a fact. I know I'm not dreaming because I'm sitting upright. I have my hands in places that would drop if I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not dreaming. And she just smiled and she said, you're opening up to spirit. And as I started doing Reiki treatments with people, suddenly the mediumship started to open up and I sensed people in the room.
Yes.
I had never seen a medium. I had seen John Edward on TV and James Van Prague, and I loved the show Medium. Anything spiritual or paranormal, I was naturally drawn to. Massive obsession. But I've never experienced it for myself or talked with anybody. And all of a sudden, I know I have somebody's father in the room.
Yeah.
And finally, after, I don't know, a number of treatments, and I just felt like spirit was going, open your mouth, open your mouth. So I said, listen, I think I got to start talking here. I got to start. Are you okay if I talk? And every one of them said, absolutely, just go. And I would start saying, listen, I know I have a father here, and here's what I know about him, and here's what I know that he loved. And so spontaneously, I was delivering evidential mediumship before I even knew what that was, right? And then fast forward 10 years after that, as I'm doing all of this work and treatments and readings, and I started doing card readings and angel readings. I worked with Doreen Virtue back in the day, and I started to develop a relationship with angels and all that fairy angel goodness. And 10 years later, I'm at Arthur Findlay College.
Wow.
And that changed my life again. And I know that we're here for healing, and we had talked about how the Reiki is healing on so many levels for all of us. The Reiki, I live with it every day. I'm blasting everything, my food, my water, people on the street, people in the grocery store, people broken down on the side of the highway. You know what I mean? Animals that have been hit by cars. It's part of my daily life.
Yeah.
And I know when I am in the midst of my mediumship sessions or psychic readings, spiritual assessments, whatever I'm doing, that Reiki is just blasting through me.
Yes.
And I know that the healing, the most amazing thing for me to witness, and it's such an honor to be in this seat and witnessing this, but when I've got a loved one in spirit who is stepping forward so cautiously to acknowledge their loved one in front of me.
Yeah.
And they're acknowledging the pain that they brought to that person or the family. And they're acknowledging maybe the abuse, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, sexual, whatever. It's big.
You're like this fairy godfather that's out there throwing pixie dust to everyone. I love that. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey, thank you for being you.
It's just big. Thank you.
There is a question here where it says, do you have tips to do Reiki on yourself? Anyone want to answer that here? Mr. Buddha, Yushan, Miguel, anybody want to answer? Jeff, anybody? Go ahead. What do you do? Anybody? Buddha, you're muted, babe. You're muted.
Got it. Sorry. I said I would just encourage anybody who would like to allow energy to flow through them, ask for the greatest, highest good, and just let that literally flow through the top of their head and just fill their energy, just let it feel it just flow down through their body and out through their feet and into the earth. And then send a
Yeah.
little pink light down from you into the earth as a thank you for it taking it.
Yes, thank you. I had a gentleman, he was so cool. I got to work with a guy by the name of Stuart Latimer. And what was beautiful, another technique for anyone who's not attuned, because everyone thinks I need to be attuned to Reiki. So here's a beautiful way, universal energy, spirit, attuned to the energy of spirit. You place your hand right above and you just allow that spirit energy to come closer, whether it's your higher self, spirit world. Just let the energy, exactly what Buddha said, let it flow through you. And it's almost like that hand of God just brings that gentle connection to your body. There is no wrong way to ask for healing. It's just the intention. Place the intention for spirit. Spirit will come closer and bring in that frequency, that attunement, and that healing exactly the way you need it. We may think, and this is the beauty of things, guys, when it comes to trance, we may think that we have something happening to us one way and we're wanting it to get the healing for us because I know I need this. But really, Spirit's saying, well, this is happening because of emotion that was connected to you here that's stopping you physically here, and trance comes in that way. So if something is limiting you physically, trance is where you go, because if it's an emotional thing that's building up, that's preventing a physical element, trance can come in that way and just push the energy. Spirit is so remarkable and intelligent, and you will get to the right person. So trust it. Miguel, do you want to touch a little bit about that? Because look at that, and especially because there's a question here. Miguel, what advice do you have for me to progress in my spirit art? So we'll go answer the question with trance, and then answer Cause's question with spirit art. Take his class, girl. That's why you advance. That's how we gonna progress you, Miss Karen, girl.
What is your question with trance, Debbie? Sorry, I'm like the energy's taking me off to the side.
I know we're going places. For me, what I would say, I love trance because I know there's sometimes we feel that an area of our body needs attention, but it's something that can actually be different than what we're thinking. And when you come in, if it's an emotional issue affecting the physical body, this is where the trance comes in a way that brings in the alleviation. Can you explain what happens when you do that work and you're holding space for healing? What do you experience and what do you see?
For myself, it's an interesting question because my job is to stay away as far as I can during that session. But of course, there is still an aspect of myself that still is aware. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I find so incredible, just fascinating, is how spirit can come in, and every single healing they do for each person is tailored specifically for that individual. Yes. And that is so beautiful, in that spirit is able to tune into the energy of that person and then just create this beautiful energy that is appropriate for that one individual. And I agree with you, in the sense that spirit is able to move in and sense in the body. And if it's connected to an emotion or a past trauma, they will bring that up and they will talk about it. And they bring it up to acknowledge it and for that person to recognize it and accept it and let it go. Yes. And they help in that moment to bring that energy of healing forward. But what I've also understood with the trance healing work, that there's such a expansion within that way of working, that it's not only emotional, it's also on the physical pain as well, that they're able to come in and help with. And even within that umbrella, we can also move into trance operating as well, to move and remove things that are in the physical body that no longer need to be there. But of course, they always bring in the insight as to why, if it was through, an emotional reason that came to be about in the body, they will talk about it, or just, help to remove it or work with it if it's just something that came about just because of health. And so the energy is always really interesting to me to feel when they work on those different levels. It's very
Yeah.
different when you work on just the emotional and then on the really physical
Yeah.
aspect of the body.
Have anyone here ever experienced a psychic surgery? I know that working with Miguel and getting that energy where they're coming in that way. Yushan, I see you shaking your head. Any, would you like to share or explain what happens on a psychic level surgically for someone? Yushan? Or Roland? Roland's raising his hand. All right, Roland, let's go.
No.
No.
I'm staying back from that one.
You're like, that was not my, nope, not my area.
That's not my forte.
I'm coming to you next, Roland. Be ready.
I've only seen stuff on TV. I've only seen it on TV.
What about you, Sean? Have you ever? I see you going yes. So would you
Yeah.
explain what you witnessed?
So you can actually sometimes feel or see energy within the body or the auric field, and whatever is not supposed to be there, you can remove. And so I've seen that happen, and a lot of miraculous things happen after the removals.
Yeah, I love that. And so the beauty of how intelligent spirit is, just like you don't even need to know what it is. Just let it go. It's like a thorn. Peace out. Be out. You're out of here. But I was intrigued this morning by spirit, and I feel a lot of people who are listening may be wondering this. When we ascend and our silver core takes that separation, has anyone here witnessed any healing or review or witnessed in a reading or seen or spoke to spirit that says this is what was happening to me after I ascended? Does anyone have a story they'd like to share what they witnessed? No, you guys.
Debbie, on a very regular
Yeah.
on a very regular occurrence when I link in with spirit and I'm giving messages, the person in spirit will often talk about their journey once they've gone over.
Yes,
and it's very much about them learning from their experiences whilst on the earth plane. And that is a journey, whether you want to call it healing, whether you want to call it progression. It's a stepping stone of movement from this earth plane back into spirit, and that part of that journey is a reflection and a learning and an understanding of the lessons that they came down onto the earth plane to experience and to go through, and they start to make sense of why they made certain decisions. They start to make sense of why certain things happen to them and their role in those things happening. So all of that is a continuation of our eternal soul, and that's learning, progression, healing, whatever you want to call that. But certainly that happens on a very regular basis when linking with spirit.
Beautifully said, Veronica. There really is a sacredness and an honor to be able to watch a review of a soul that you're holding space for. I know on a personal level watching that, and I know many of us here wonder, what happens to us, because for me, and I don't know about anyone else, but the minute we start to take that empowerment to self-healing, we made an intention, spirit world, I'm ready. And our healing already begins here, and it continues. And a lot of times we put so much pressure on ourselves to have that immediate response or that miracle. And I've done this, and why am I still not feeling good? And so there is an acceptance, there's a forgiveness, there's a compassion, there's a lot of things that we have to give ourselves, that you're okay, babe. You got this. And Veronica, as you talk about the afterlife and how we progress and we're still going through the reviews of things, it's a journey. Create beautiful memories, people that are in here, with where you are today. Celebrate yourself in your journey. Celebrate the steps that you've taken, whether it's been physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Celebrate. And I think that'll change the vibration. Give it the gratitude. Give it the love. I say cariño, which means love. Bless it. Hug. My friend, I say my friend, I get to go into trance healing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I really enjoy it. And when we talk about healing, as Jeffrey says, the pixie dust that he shares, a smile, a hug, just be kind. is healing for someone. So that also comes back to thyself. So the journey
Debbie,
within a
could I-
journey. Yes, Veronica, please do.
Sorry, just Michelle Crow's just written there about wanting advice about her daughter and her daughter's spiritual abilities. Michelle, it's really important if she's starting to show these abilities and wanting to develop, that she does that in a safe environment. And one of the first things that you will be taught with a proper tutor is how to protect yourself, closing down. So you're not, and when I say protecting yourself, I'm not talking about evil entities or anything daft like that. What I'm just talking about is walking along the street, being open up to all sorts of energies from everybody that you're meeting, and being affected and taking on board those energies yourself. And if somebody's walking past you and having a really bad day and very angry, suddenly you can be angry for no reason. So it is important that she learns how to close down properly, and you do that by going to a proper tutor and paying money for it, because you're paying for a service, and get proper support and training for that. Okay.
Thank you, Veronica, for seeing that. Richard, if we may, can we go to the comments? I know that we've touched on so much. I know, Buddha, I'm inspired by you saying that you have done this since the minute you were born. Like, you've already embodied this. So, that's your ancestors and their ancestors. They're like, you got this. And when that happened to you as a baby or a young child, what did you feel? Like, especially as Michelle's talking about her 15-year-old, what did you do to help yourself?
Well, this is how I was wired coming in. I didn't know that I shouldn't be seeing, hearing, or feeling this stuff. Like, I had, in my mind, everything was just colorful, beautiful. It was just amazing. And seeing all these, the best way to describe it as a kid, from what I can remember, it's just wispy white things, So I was seeing all this stuff, but I wasn't aware of what to do with it. It wasn't until I got older, where because my mom didn't know what to do with it either. She was bringing me to botanicas because she thought something was wrong with me, and they were trying to do protection and all this stuff. But there was such a simplicity to how things were. That's kind of still how I do it. But in an instance with somebody, the biggest thing that I could say is for Michelle is that encourage her daughter, like she was saying, in a safe place. There's a lot of courses, but you have to find the right people that are trustworthy, that have good reviews. It depends. There's so many out there, but not all of them are actually authentic. Some people, it's just, they throw some things together and say, hey, pay this money, and you never hear from them again. So it's the kind of thing that you just want to feel. Everybody's able to feel. Everybody has a lot of these abilities. Some of us are just athletes, and I don't mean it to be like patting ourselves on the back, but some people are more open in more ways, and other people can learn to be open or allow things to go. So being able to, allow her daughter to be, and not judge, and not say, hey, you're not this, don't do this, you're weird, or anything like that. Keep her open. At 15, if she's still open, she's gonna be like that. So that's who she is.
Yes.
So encourage that.
Yeah.
With that.
And I love the way you brought that forward, because it is true. We are ready, and this goes back to spirit. When spirit is coming close, we're all like, oh my gosh, spirit's here. No. But it's already there. How do we nurture it? How do we embrace it? And really, just as we welcome it, understanding, knowledge, finding the right people, but really, as you said, keep it simple. It doesn't need to be so difficult. It doesn't have to have the big, wow, just spirit, come on in. It's a personal, sacred journey. And so enjoy it. Congratulations to your journey of your daughter. Thank you for sharing, Roland and Veronica, for bringing us back to the comments and to the people of the community. Lots of hearts. Lots of, look at the little Shamrocks. Oh, my Rebecca girl. Hey, Rebecca girl. So nice to have you here. Let's do some healings. Let's do some readings. Let's go. Hey, Millie girl. Cheyenne, thank you for being here. I saw Joanne in there earlier too. She was giving Veronica a shout out, Richard shout out, all of us shout out. So Joanne, I saw you, girl. I saw you in there with the little comments as we were working behind the scenes. My eyes are multitasking everywhere. So hey, Julie. Nice to have you. I can't help it. You know, I got to take care. Oh, there's hi, Stacy. They're giving each other highs, you know. So in the audience, they are peoples. They are so this is such a wonderful community to be part of. Spirit of love. Thank you for being here. So now, guys, okay, this is how I roll. So I know you guys are new here on this guest, and I know Veronica's you've been here, McGow's you've been here, but you go where you're guided to go. Look at the comments. You guys can see them. Hey, Stacy. Abilities start to fade at 4 years old. Oh, anybody want to answer that? Roland's like, no, I'm out. Let me take the glasses off. I don't see nothing.
No. I mean, I don't, it's a muscle. That's the way I want to put this. It's a muscle. If you continuously work at it and, you know, you're continue like doing it every day in a sort, the discipline behind things, allowing, you know, is a big thing, getting out of your head. It's not going to go anywhere. If anything, it's going to be stronger. So
Yes.
I wouldn't even ask that question. Like,
Yeah.
I mean that in like a positive way. Like we're supposed to just expand. And that's the
Yeah.
beauty of things, not put a limit on anything.
Yeah. I think
think
too,
the
it also
reason-
shifts. Go ahead, Veronica.
I think the reason why abilities do start to fade around that age is usually because the children aren't encouraged to continue them on, and parents are saying to them, "Oh, don't be daft, don't be silly. You're seeing things," and that they are trained not to accept, and they're trained to close down. And before that age, they're kind of just playing and experiencing, but they're starting to respond to parents putting it down. So it's us as parents that are responsible for closing down, not the child.
Yeah.
And if
I
you've got
think-
parents that support, well,
Yeah.
sky's your limit.
And I think we all go through that based on whatever we're going through personally. You know, I remember going into a reading. I had just finished getting sick, and I was like, "Oh, well, that was different. I didn't feel the close blend that I love." You know, like, "Oh, where were you? What's up?" And my mentor goes, "Well, Debbie, were you sick?" And I was like, "Oh, you're right. I was sick. I had finished having a cold for the week." And so, Spirit comes and uses our clairs in the best way that they can get to us, the fastest way they can connect. And if we're going through something emotionally, or if we're going through something in the physical, all of that plays a part in our clairs. So you also want to go back to the journey of thyself. What is happening to you in the moment, not only at 4, but in life? Where are you today? Take a checklist and say, "Oh, this makes sense. I'm not seeing because I got a headache and I'm worried about this, and I got no gas in my car. I got to go get groceries, got to pay a bill." And what is that? All in the head. It's all in the crown. That's real life stuff. So just and let Spirit come in. So just kind of and Spirit come in. Work with the purple. Work with the crown chakra. Ground that energy. Work with divine. Ask Spirit. So Cheyenne says, as a teen, I had a dream that I had 3 people breaking into my house, only to wake up to it actually happening. Girl, me too. How would you connect to that intuition, and what abilities do you have? I jumped out of my window, girl. That is not a lie. I went to my girl across the street. I said, "Girl," I literally could see them in my house. And I mean, that. Congratulations, you are intuitive. You got a premonition. And so when these happen, you know, journal it, write it down. Like, it leaves you in awe. Like, man, that just happened. You know, they even took some shoes of mine, so I should have put those shoes away. Just like with my phone, I knew it was gonna break, and I didn't listen. So that Spirit talking to us, having our backs. You know, we got to follow the little nuggets. Buddha, you want to add to that?
No, I'm I apparently have a lot to say, but I'm just reading the comment, but it's cut off a little bit. I couldn't read the other part. How would you connect to that intuition? And will it cuts off on me? I can't see.
Okay. So if you were to tap into what happened, how did you get the information? So for me, immediately, Cheyenne, I have a gentleman, like a grandfather, that connects to you. That's someone that is in spirit world. If you're asking, where is this coming from? Who's talking to me? So is it your higher south? Is it spirit? For me, I felt a gentleman, felt very much like a father, grandfather who's coming in. There's a chest issue happening here. He definitely would have had a heart condition. It's really sweet because all of a sudden I want to have a Kleenex in my nose and I'm blowing my nose. I feel like I would have had some allergies with this gentleman as well. And so you've either been going through something that's been a little heavy, fearful, little couple things happening. So he's coming closer. And so this is where we also have to pay attention. What is happening to us in the now? Are you nervous about something? Was there something fearful happening? They come in more closer to like, girl, I got you. So go back to what was happening to your thoughts in that day. Who did you ask for help and how did you pray? Because they're going to come in when you ask for them to come in. So if they're asking how that happened, that's what I was tapping into with your question. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to leave you with that. And Richard, can we roll them? Roll a pancake, roll the names, throw me some more names so we can get some love. We all know Richard, right? Richard's in charge. So if he doesn't roll them, this is all what you're gonna get tonight. I'll be like, I'll be channeling in, and I'll be like, I know Joanne is here, and Joanne, your father is here. I know Kaz is here, and I know your girl is here. Let me read like that. You want me to read like that? I'll just predict who's in the audience for you. No, go ahead. Roll them,
Well,
Richard. Hi, Natalie. Nicole. See, now I need more glasses now because I was seeing Natalie. Hey, Terry. All right. LOY. Hi, Liz. Okay, you guys, go where you're guided. Who's been here?
Actually, I wanted to say something about the last person. How do you know, like, what intuition is what, and is it intuition? So, it could come in precognitive dreams. It could be in astral traveling. It could be in so many different ways that we don't really put into a box. And so you have to determine, like, how you work. And we all work differently. And without any judgment, work on those strengths and keep flexing those muscles. And I try not to be, like always leg day or whatever, and focusing just on that one strength. And also, I wanted to say I was a late bloomer. I had no idea. And looking back, it's like, yes, I did have those, talents and God-given rights. We're all born with it. But it doesn't matter when you're awakened. Just make use of your gifts and make the best of, and it can make your life so much meatier and juicier and more amazing. So I want to encourage everyone to, like, really hone your gifts and really discover who you're all about.
And I love that you say that. And she does teach, you guys, and I have followed your journey. We've had the opportunity to meet at the LA Expo, and this place of spirit, like, just like you're in, instead of Disneyland, you're in Spirit Land, and you're just like, everyone is there that comes together for the greater good of spirit, right? And so as we go in, she has trained in so many levels of layers of modalities. She's offering classes, and I'll never forget. It's like, be that superhero. She's got her little superhero cape on, and she's just like, let's go. So amazing teacher here. Lisa, thank you for the love. Yo, Bill Hughes is in the house. I hope you enjoyed your holiday, because I know you're going to be coming back to work. I know it, Bill. I know we're waiting for you up in here. Richard, do you miss Bill, Richard? You want to get a break from Debbie and get some Bill back? Oh, it's quiet. I think we scared. Oh, it's it. Oh, I love that. Bill, oh my gosh. I love you, Bill. I love you, Bill. I miss you, Bill. I know my friend misses you back here. My 4-year-old is such a spiritual little human. He sees my grandpa and has conversations with him. Oh, that's so beautiful. My grandbaby, they have little cameras and you can see the orbs, and she talks to them, and they blame me because, I'm open, and they're like, oh, this is your fault. So I'm like, oh, isn't that cute? And it's just like, they really do come around. So I love that. Anyone else feel guided to send healing, to do a message, as a name calling out to you guys. Please, if you're drawn, oh, may I have a reading, please? Been drawn to Roland since he joined. Raquel, see, Buddha, you have that energy. Like we keep getting pulled. Like he's so intrigued. Oh, Buddha, do you wanna tap into that and see what comes through for you?
Yeah. So with Rachel, all right. I don't know. I feel that she's holding on to stuff. I feel it. I want to say I feel it in the heart. I just want to I want to help her flow a little easier. So that's kind of the direction I'm going to go with her.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So we'll
So we
hold
can
space.
continue to talk.
Yeah.
I'm very good at multitasking. I don't have to
Okay.
pause on stuff. We're good.
So
So I'm just she can message in a few minutes and to see where she's feeling if I would, right on that. We all kind of have that kind of, and our energy points, the chakras that, they all kind of have stuff, life happens. So sometimes we hold on to it and we're not paying attention to it. But I can't give you a year per se, but I just feel in that space and somewhere in the heart area, there's something she needs to breathe is what I get. So I'm just going to focus with that while we
All
continue
right.
on.
You're
Yeah.
awesome. I love, do you see how intelligent from the thought to thought? And I love that. Thank you, Roland, for holding space for her. Thank you. So I'm gonna let my heart open up too while he's holding space because I could feel it. Let's go. Can you feel it? You guys all can feel it, right? Your energy just went radiating. Just opened up. So
Yeah.
not only her, but we all feeling it, Roland. So cool. Richard, is your heart opening up over there? What's happening? You feeling the energy going? Okay, beautiful. Your energy is amazing. I can feel that radiate immediately off of you. So, Rachel, I hope you're feeling that heart-centered love from Roland here. Rebecca, lots of love. Would love to hear from my loved ones. Please share it and follow. Oh, yeah, we're supposed to share. We're supposed to like, and we're supposed to send the follows. Did you all send the hearts? Can you all share the love? I forget that. I get so caught up in the conversation in the moment that can you tap, 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 and hit the likes and share the buttons and keep sharing, 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 sharing. Because that's how we roll. Drawn to both Jeffrey and Miguel. Steve. Oh, Steve, my friend. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Steve, you guys have anything for Steve Wellbeing? Can we go back to Steve? I would love for you guys. I've had the honor to hold space for Steve at one point. Jeffrey, Miguel, do you have anything you'd like to add for Steve?
Ooh, go ahead, Roland, if you have something.
Jeffrey, he's going to Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Jeffrey
Steve.
And you.
Yeah, Steve. I feel like that there is a lot of I'm feeling some healing happening in your heart as well. I feel like that there's a sensation of holding on to the past, holding on to the woulda, coulda, shoulda, and I really want to encourage you to recognize those relationships, whether it's been romantic relationships or friendships or even family members who have hurt. There's a great sense of expansion with the recognition of the purpose of this pain. And you're being blasted right now. I can feel the energy headed right towards your heart. It's also connecting your heart to your head. It's almost like I want to say there's this sense of you intellectually know that this should be gone or you should be over it, but getting the head to meet the heart, that's a process. That's a process. And that's kind of what's happening at the moment. So I want to encourage you to show yourself grace, show those people in yourself grace, and allow yourself to let go.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeffrey. Miguel?
Yeah, I would like to add to that, Steve. I do feel that there's a lovely lady in spirit who feels very much like a mother or somebody that was like a mother figure for you. And what I need to bring forward that's really important is I feel that we need to start shedding down some old customs, ways that we were taught to grow up. I feel that there's a sense of, as a man, as a gentleman, that you need to act a certain way. that you can only express so much within your own self, or that you can, or not express and hold back to those, or hold on to those emotions. So I just feel that this lovely lady comes in to support in giving you love and letting you know that it is all right to be not okay, and to express that, and to just let that pour out. And so I just feel that that's what I'm being made aware of here for you. It feels that you're a very lovely, kind gentleman. So please keep sharing that with the world as well.
Oh, beautifully said, Miguel and Jeffrey. Thank you so kindly for holding space. Steve, we're sending you so much love.
Lots of love.
Yes, lots of love. It was hard. He lost his wife, and through death, even when you know she's okay, grief is so hard. It really is. I know I've had the honor to hold space for you, Steve, and I just appreciate you being here and allowing us to work with you. Please, everyone that's in here, we're going to get ready, Miguel, if you can. We're going to do some healing, collective healing. Everyone, we're going to ask that you put your names in the comments. We're going to ask that you put the areas that you want Spirit to connect to you. And Miguel's going to go get his red light. And I'm getting chills already as Spirit comes closer. Like, I don't know about you guys, but my body is just full on tingling right now. So with this being said, we are going to get a channeled message from Miguel as all of us hold space to send healing to everyone. So God bless each and everyone for just letting us hold space, for showing up for thyself and welcoming Spirit. There's nothing that you need to do other than simply invite, have an open heart, an open mind, an open spirit, and let Spirit come through. So we'll give it a second for Miguel to come in. Richard, did you need a break before we start? Are we okay to go in?
Debbie, before.
Yeah, we can do a break now, and then that way we can come back. We'll be ready. So you guys, don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. You got 2 minutes to play with those buttons. Share, 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 like, and pass the word. We got healing coming in strong. See you guys in 2 minutes. Don't go nowhere.
MySpiritualDirectory.com is one of the fastest growing online free listing service. Our search directory offers geolocation feature, rating ability, review system, map location, customer comment, YouTube video, gallery, social media sharing, direct contact with the lister, simple online booking and payment system. It's free to register and use. It even creates your own mini web page, which you can update at any time, and yes, it's still free, no monthly or yearly fees. 100% free. Creates your own profile page. Add social media and other links. Add a mini gallery and a YouTube video. Rating, reviews and comments. Includes online booking and payments. So, if you're looking for a medium or a reader, even a church, maybe a healer, or any other spiritual service, then visit myspiritualdirectory.com.
Being Spiritual with Ashley Robinson. The show starts from 8 p.m. tonight. Ashley offers his own insight to spiritualism and the philosophy behind it, along with answering your questions.
Yes, yes. Welcome back, everybody. Really, we have actually Veronica, who has been able to connect to someone here that is in real need of a message. So before we start with Miguel, we'd like to open up the platform, Veronica, for the message that you're receiving, if you don't mind sharing.
That's good. I just got the very strong sense that there's somebody watching here that hasn't commented, that is actually holding on to a lot of grief. And we're talking about healing this evening, and very much part of the role of a medium is to help with that grieving process. It's not to take the grief away, because it's important that we explore that and go through those feelings. But I know somebody is holding on to an incredible amount of grief. The date of the 15th of April is important to that person. So if you recognise that this is you, can you just put a comment up to say yes and why it's the 15th of April? Because I feel that I need to work with you, but I'm not getting anything more until I'm, Spirit won't give me it until I'm confirmed that where I'm at and who I'm working with. So if you're sat out there, not commented, but just sat watching, your loved ones in spirit are here and they are wanting to talk if you're ready for that. But I know that the level of grief that you're going through is quite intense. So I do acknowledge it might be quite difficult for you. So if you can't, then that's fine. But if you would like to talk, then put a comment on screen. I know it takes a minute or so for the comments to come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Veronica, for sharing that. Lots of love. And this is a time now, if you are holding on to grief, it's okay to honor the feelings and just ask Spirit anything, not only grief, but just anything that you are able to express. It's okay. Spirit knows. The prayers are quiet and silent, and they know. So if you understand this and you don't want to come on camera, that's okay. Just ask for that healing so Spirit can come closer. And so it doesn't, Richard, did anything come in through the comments for her? Keeping an eye open for whoever's 15th of April.
Would Gaynor understand the immense grief? Gaynor, would you understand holding a lot of grief at the moment? I feel that as I'm talking there, it's a lady in spirit that's coming through. Okay. So again, you should understand a lady coming through. I'm not saying that this is the lady that you're holding the grief for, but she seems to want to act as a communicator at this point. She's coming through with so much love for you, and protective love, as though this is a mother's love, wanting to sort of wrap you in swaddling and to keep you safe, because the emotions that you have are coming very much in waves, and at times you're finding it difficult to actually manage the overwhelming nature of that pain and that grief. And she just wants to reassure you that it will not, it won't pass in time so much as you will acclimatize yourself to that that presence of love that you've experienced not being there in the same way. But just know so much how much you're loved from Spirit. She's making me aware that there was a problem with Mum died 13th of April, with her throat as well, that there was problems with her swallowing. I don't feel that that's the reason that she passed, but prior to her passing, she's making me aware that she was difficult swallowing, and she's making me aware of looking up into your face and just an understanding between the two of you, and that she's giving me the impression that you were signaling to her it's okay for you to go now, and just overwhelming emotion there at that point, just looking into each other's eyes, and she comes to you looking into your eyes, just a look of love, giving, and just knowing that she will always be there for you, Gaynor. Okay, so please take her love. She's always with you. You know that actually yourself, and you've felt her so often, but you try and persuade yourself for some reason that it's not her, or you try and argue with yourself out of it in some way. And there's somebody on the earth plane who is kind of blocking you down with is it your husband or partner that's saying, "No, don't be silly." But you're just aware of her smell, her aroma around you, and just know that she is there when you're aware of that. Okay. And she's taking me to July as well. We're in July now, and I want to go to the 29th of July. But she's also making me aware of a ring that wouldn't be on her wedding finger. It would have been on this one on the right hand that she would wear, and she's making me aware that ring became quite loose towards the end of her life there, and it would bother her. Because even though it was loose, she couldn't get it off. And it's in a box. She's saying it's in a box now. It's being kept and it's being put in a little box. And she she just comes with so much love again. No, okay. So take a love. Thank you for working with me, and I hope this helps on your journey of healing with that pain and that grief.
Thank you, Veronica, for honoring spirit and bringing the message and healing forward. And I think also this is another way that you gave a beautiful example how we receive healing with just the words and the memories that can be replayed back to us to say, I'm here with you. So thank you for that. Miguel, you're ready to hold space. And this is a time now where everyone can just put their name in the comments. Please put open, and we're just going to hold space for those that are in here, me, you, Sean, Jeffrey, Roland, Veronica, just allow ourselves to get into that space with spirit, to invite them to come closer. As Miguel, I will be your voice to guide for you, Miguel, when you let me know when you're ready, and I'll communicate with you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and get started. I just invite everyone to focus on their breath. Focus on how the air enters your nostrils, how the air exits your nostrils, and just surrender to any sensation, any feeling that comes to you as you are receiving healing. So I'm going to go ahead and move into that space. It'll take me a few minutes, and then my guide will come forward to speak to everyone.
Mm, mm, Well, hello to all of you beautiful souls today.
Hello.
It is a pleasure to be able to unite with all of you and to share healing from this side of life. And it is
Thank you.
always an honor. Mm, mm. We will begin the healing now, and I must acknowledge that I do not do this alone. There are many who are here to help today. There are the angels that are here as well, the doctors, the nurses, the healers. We have our beautiful brother Yeshua, who is also here as well, and the lovely Mother Mary, who send her love as well to all of you souls. We understand from this side of life that grief is difficult, it is painful, and we send our loving thoughts and healing to you as you journey through the earthly plane in this experience. I shall remind you that there will come a day in which all souls reunite. Of course, there is no separation. It may feel so temporarily because you do not see that person, that loved one, as you are used to seeing them in the physical. But their spirit still lives within you, is around you. The bond is never broken, friends. It is only strengthened. At this time, your loved ones also gather around you to support you, to remind you that you are not alone. You are well protected. You are loved. Regardless of where you may be, whether you acknowledge or see them, they stand with you in strength and in power. It is such the journey of the soul that you must experience the ups and downs of life. You experience pain, and there are days in which you call out to God, to Spirit, and say, "Why me? Why is this happening?" There will be a day where you will have the answers for these questions. It is all to help you evolve and to grow, even if it does not make sense in the moment. It will one day, my friends. I must also share and remind you that God is unity. God is not separation. God is love. To be a child of God is to love and embrace all, regardless of the differences that you may have. Your world is split up by the different opinions, by the greed of power. But those of you who are awakened understand that this is not the way. You know that this is not the way to live in peace. I encourage you to spread your love as I have shared before, and I will continue to bring forward, as this is important. This is a must for all of you. I also bring forward the encouragement to go where you have not gone yet with your healing. Go to spaces that you have not been to. Perhaps enter a hospital if you may, and share the healing there. Perhaps go to a neighborhood that may be hurting. Share the healing there. To your neighbor, your friend. Shower them with this healing, that it is much needed. Mm. Mm. There are many loved ones here at this time. Mm. 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 We shall continue to send healing. Mm. Hold your faith up high and remember that anything is possible. Do not limit yourself to these possibilities. Your strength is in knowing and recognizing the expansiveness of your soul. You are everything. Mm. Mm. I must acknowledge that there is a lovely lady in the audience listening today who is having some back issues, who has already received recommendation from their physician of a possible surgery. I must share with you that we are sending healing energy to you at this time to create changes so that that may not be required and that you may return back to a comfortable way of living. Mm. Mm. I must also share that there is a beautiful lady by the name of Grace who is here to send their love to their daughter, who wishes to acknowledge them and remind them that they are nearby. To Stephanie, I hear, know that you are loved, little one. Mm. Mm. We shall fill your heart with love and peace, my friends. And many of you are weighed down by the sadness of life. We bring you uplifting energy. Mm. It is time for you to speak. Do not hold in the emotions that you are experiencing. Release them. Let them go. Surrender to the divine power of God's healing. Take each day as a blessing, a new opportunity. You are all capable of greatness if you allow yourself to believe this. We shall now take you all a step deeper into the healing. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. We bless you all with God's eternal love, with the light, the clarity. You are our beloved brothers and sisters. I love you, and we all love you. My name is Braveheart, and I am a brother to you all. I am to be your support. I am happy to help all. Mm, mm. We will let the energy settle for a moment. Mm. And as these energies settle, there is a message here from our brother Yeshua to say to you all. He shares. He is within your heart. He is within the fiber of all that you are, the ethereal, the physical. You are all united to him. You are all to continue the journey of love that he speaks with his love through your love. He will hold your hand and guide you. Speak to him that he is listening. Together, the divinity of life will continue. And from our Blessed Mother, she says, the sorrows in which you weep, the tears in which you shed, are all wiped by her love, by the grace of her hand, to remind you that she is with you, to love you, to hold you. She is the mother of all. To those that do not have their mothers here, she stands by your side. She is to love you unconditionally. She weeps for you and your love. Mm. We are now bringing you back to this physical plane that you are in. And we gently return back to remind you that we are not gone. We love you, dear friends. And we thank you for sharing this space with us. To you, I leave my humble blessings and God's eternal love, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will now bring this one back.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Thank you, Miguel, for holding space in such a beautiful way. Very moving and heartfelt. Joanne is, cause us absolutely blown away. Thank you, Braveheart, Yeshua, Blessed Virgin Mary, and Grace. I mean, my heart could not get emotional when you mentioned the love from Spirit to Grace. That was awesome. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Braveheart. Thank you, all of you here on the panel today, holding space for Spirit to come through. Got a little teary-eyed there because of the emotions that were just flooding through. So you really do anchor that love for Spirit. So beautiful, Millie B. I'm so grateful to be a part of that. I'm so glad that you're here, Millie. I'm so glad you got to experience this. And this is a piece of a journey within a journey. And you really did bring forward the love. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being today here with me on SPTV with Richard and the audience. Richard, I guess, should we go ahead and just close up and just give gratitude? I think Ashley is next. Go ahead, Veronica.
Sorry, can I just say, and I hope I don't upset anybody on the panel, that just to remind people that are listening, all of the healing that we're talking about, it is complementary healing. It's not a replacement healing for doctors and professional medics in that kind of way. And of course, because of course, if we break a leg, we will go to the hospital and get that fixed. We can then come to healing, get that leg fixed quicker, take away a lot of the pain and things like that. We still go to the hospital. And the same goes with mental health issues, where grief tips into anxiety and depression, that we should be seeking, as well as the help of mediums and other healers. We should be seeking professional help as well. We're not replacement, we are a complementary service.
I love that you brought that forward, and I think a lot of us are very aware of bringing that forward. I think the audience, for that, to reiterate that, is always to first check in with a doctor. Is it physical? As Miguel mentioned, you need a physical surgery. They're aware of that. They're stepping in to do their part. So thank you, Veronica, for that and reminder. We're in this space of awareness and altered state. So for you to be able to bring us back to that, thank you. Nikki, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. Richard, thank you for opening the platform for us to come together. May you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day and be gentle with yourself wherever you are within your own personal journey. Much love and thank you. We'll see you next Friday on SPTV at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. UK time. Lots of love. Mwah.